help out their macro a ton on attack.
Can't help but think about what Coach Fade said in that interview. They got to stop giving Fnatic that respect. But the problem is, Josh, is that Fnatic takes that respect away from you, and they don't care what you want because it seems like they are in the driver's seat here.
Yeah, they've also got 3 players absolutely on fire and a star-studded roster. So the pressure absolutely is going to be on Wolves. Think back to yesterday and how much Fnatic on their attack side were ending B and see whether they've adjusted that. Wolves have got a lot on their plate here.
Indeed they do. All right, Toronto, can the Wolves bounce back and send this one to a map 4? Let's send it back over to your caster.
Nãy giờ là nếu mà thua rau lục thì là tụi Fnatic nó sẽ rên luôn, nó sẽ chạy luôn một lần 4-5 round, giờ thậm chí là 8 round. Còn mấy thằng Wolf á, thắng được rau lục thì tới round sau thua luôn Eco. Cho nên các bạn sẽ thấy là toàn bộ là 4 cái half vừa rồi thì đều là Fnatic dẫn trước quá xa. Chạy một loạt lên 6-1, 7-1, 8-1 không. Cả 4 lần luôn. Cái comeback kiểu gì?
Tall order here for Wolves to bounce back and channel into that recovery factor, become bloodthirsty once more.
Because I need to see that killer instinct, Mike. I need to see Wolves kind of reminding themselves they're the team that took down the likes of Gen G, that made everyone pay attention. Dangerous together. Because right now, Fnatic looks singular in approach. They're looking at that next game. They're not even looking at you right now. That grand final now getting closer in the mind, but one more map stands between them and it. It could be here. Certainly a solid map for them. And they're making Wolves do the walk around this map.
Unable to deal with this utility behind the orb on C, though. I think on the back of that, Wolves commit a second player. Actually with Spike positioned over towards Rumble. Both have got to be careful. There are still 3 members of Wolves ready to pounce on this contact.
But it's not clean on the first. And Chronicle just swiftly clearing up 2. And now it's the dash to the site, isn't it?
Sao thấy trôi dữ ta? Sao mình thấy về tinh thần với thằng Wolf đang ở ngoài sân bay rồi ta? Check in xong rồi hay sao không em? Wow, mày nó mới dọn vali nó check in xong rồi hay sao á?
Running through the protocols.
Oh, it smiles. It's just, it doesn't feel as heavy now, does it?
Yeah, and it's rough as well. You're almost hoping that Wolves defy the odds here on the defensive side. You would have loved to be in a position where they could attack and potentially put themselves in a position to dictate the tempo.
Hành trình kỳ diệu của hạt giống số 3 Trung Quốc sẽ kết thúc tại đây sao? Thua liên tục 5 round, 5 map. Ôi, thua liên tục 5 map trắng và cút sao?
The puppet master for Fnatic, a wide open C site for the taking here.
In reality, it's 3 weapons they want to be keeping, and Alpha let off the leash a little. Have fun, have a wander, do some damage, and he's already done that. Now he's going to be able to note the players, see how hungry they are. The scent of blood, sure, but to be able to close down that kill is something different. Alpha is buying time.
Để cái tầm đẹp chưa kìa. Bắn là chết. Lắc tí.
At that point, Fnatic now feel as if they know the weaker side of this boast. A beautiful adjustment here to find Juicy.
Cái dây bắn hụt được.
Mitigate any of that further risk from developing. Even actually a swap out here. Kayak happy to go forward, try and find some progress. Like sort of denying that, and the death goes through an extra orb short. But rifles maintained here for Fnatic.
And I just need Wolves to now start firing back, right? These guys were gunners. They have been this whole way through. And a couple of kills to get yourself feeling comfortable could be key in this. They can't let that scoreline slip away from them again.
Never give me Marshall!
Doesn't like a Marshall.
No.
Noted. Noted.
It's the wrong type of scope for him. Speaking of scopes, Alpha
Oh.
on an early operator purchase.
Even
See
the
here,
audience.
both sides lining up. A little bit of damage conceded. That will certainly act as a deterrent, sorry, for Wolves. In terms of setting anything early outside A.
Yeah, Alpha on that operator. It's the exchange of space on this. Found currently with the Wolf side rubble slowly being put back together by Fnatic. Steady stuff here.
Smoke going up could indicate actually. Very early push in here. I mean, looking well invested. Juicy
nice.
though. Moves the tip of the spear. Kayak will fall.
A couple more of those could certainly help matters, and if Boaster gets a little bit unsteady with that spike in hand, it could have been dangerous. For now, though, they sit back. They're not overextending yet. Maybe fancying their odds here, but Boaster, vigilant. Oh! That's a shot, that's two. Well, a little sketchy as well, picking that spike back up. 30 seconds, and Fnatic aren't finding that springboard forward. Looking for this in the bonus here for them. And that's a lovely flag. Dreamy stuff. Now Chronicle handle. There it is. Finally looking alive.
Đó.
I need a few more of those for me to be believing. But I'm willing to watch that.
So did they get the operator back in hand? I'm not sure exactly of where it fell.
He was down by the door, but...
Yeah, I guess, yeah, couldn't get over there quick enough.
One enemy remaining.
For Fnatic will come back in. It's only really Alpha and Boaster to struggle. Piece together a full purchase. And light shields across the board. Lysor now. Boaster's Odin. Try and make use of it here. I think initially, yeah, that's going to act as...
Bring them down.
Sketchy for Spring on that one. Needs to be careful. They do have that rubble side of the map, so they're safe in that regard. You're going to be looking at Con trying to handle maybe that push-up.
Cảm ơn Quang Vitra đã trở thành viên cầm được kim cương. Các bạn ủng hộ luôn.
Not alone either. Lysor not too far away, but Con's normally the backbone, right? The spine of this squad. But Spring's done well to find Alpha. Very diligent on that jump peak, but in the meantime, you can see the battle kind of breaking out throughout the map. Individual moments now, and the timing! Good for one, but couldn't get the follow-up.
And they know the Odin's close as well.
That's huge from Lysor. That controls half of this map. Now down on Kayak and Boaster. New young gun.
Dựa lưng chân tường anh em.
That Fnatic side. Still with an opportunity to make some play happen here.
Actually getting towards one of the rifles here. Boaster going to come back through.
30 seconds left.
Isolated Boaster. Got to find this kill, and he does.
But look, Boaster and these post plants on this side of the map has been good, but Mound's been taken over.
So we've got Paranoia to work with, and with both CuFat BB and Lysor stacked up, could make this work.
Thề Hoàng mà Boaster nó một lết pha này thì
Show me something here, Boaster. He's given himself a 1v1 here. But the angle, just a little too deep. See that BB showing him how it's done there. And these are so key. These are such key rounds for Wolves. So necessary as a reminder of who they are and how they got here. Confidence can slowly be rekindled. Pressure put back to Fnatic.
Tie things up 2-2 early on. And already Wolves showing the willingness to proceed forward, continue fighting. Pressuring the extremity here. Again, broken purchase, but will reset Fnatic. Kayak does have the showstopper. There's actually going to be some investment around this as well. And tempered though.
Can I get a drop?
Protecting round 6. Ooh. A bit of a pace change potentially.
Oh yeah, very pacey. Kayak just straight through. Gives them access to that B side. Both there as well, kind of propping up the control. Still have Juicy's ult to bank on if they need it. But they have kayaks on the other side, so a little bit scary this round. Making mountains out of molehills,
yeah, I mean,
really.
These choke points are just so deadly to come up against a showstopper. Kayak can find the heavier side of the stack here, but the paranoia is huge.
But no one there to work off it. Slowed down, denied by the smoke. The paranoia was perfect, but no one there to try and gap close. Forced to test it again. They've got to find a way back in, Mike. They're running out of time. That's going to help matters, but it's going to surely be traded. It is. Juicy dives in, couldn't get it. And now Fnatic making a stand. Oh,
Hey.
it's been cleared up. Wolves scrapping their way back in.
That's Juicy thrown in as the bait. Lamb to the slaughter.
Gấp rồi nha, gấp rồi nha, nhìn bên kia gấp rồi nha.
Through fast enough. The Fnatic almost swept back off the B site.
Oh, that is
Didn't quite catch that one going down, but so Alpha looking a little frustrated with the outcome here.
One enemy remaining.
also very early time out here for Fnatic.
Yeah.
Very early.
Necessarily any fumbles just yet. It's Wolves showing grit and determination once more. Find themselves, I mean, first time actually in the series, around to the good.
How mad is that to say? This is the first time they've been up in rounds. And again, also in this moment, it takes the wind a little out of the Wolves' sails, right? Slow it down a bit. Don't let that momentum build too massively. Keep them calm. The 3 back-to-back is everything. First time doing this sort of damage. Isor's been great. Juicy as well, looking sharper now. Starting to lock in a bit here. Ult's not too far away. YU close by with his. On the other side, the cycle's starting to hit as well for Fnatic. Like Milan was mostly leading that conversation. Let's look at what the adjustments are now coming out from Fnatic. As said, this would be deemed as home territory for them. They can find some comfort on it.
Home territory, but uncharted in terms of the only real anomaly being that Week 5 loss to Heretics domestically. It's been the one blip in terms of Lotus for Fnatic. Oh, that's forwards. Early paranoia. Fnatic going to be able to negate a lot of that. A ton of utility drawn out from Wolves' arsenal. It's YU with the operator.
Oh, this is sketchy.
Fnatic on the way back in here.
Super sketchy. With bated breath, wait, and now they strike. It's great from Juicy again. The third just out of its reach. Oh, just gets around the corner in time. Looked like Spring wanted to really close down on that. But they haven't given up the rest of the map. Seaside still has its players, right? It still has YU here. That operator, I don't think noted yet.
No, they definitely don't know about this just yet. And you talk about 2-for-2 trade probably suiting the defenders in this regard, but
oh, it's gorgeous. Nasty little corner from Sufat BB to play from. He's got help here. He's not alone. Now that operator rattles off the shot. Crash is trying to work forward, suspecting it. And now the cross is next on the cards. Forced away by the Prowler. Support not there yet. YU on an island. He's got to be careful. A gift given. A plant in play. Denied. Hold on, Chronicle. Goal.
Hey! Woo! You go!
Jumping down on this. Not willing to relent just yet.
and now 2 to the good. Big ultimate drawn out here in terms of the pit from Chronicle. It's just a snake bite from Spring that hands off to Crashies.
10 seconds left.
He's so tagged up. Set up beautiful here from Wolves. Cycling the operator across now. It's going to be Juicy taking the reins. Might even look to try and find something outside B. That's it. Got to find an answer to this rumble control. They've struggled to really stabilize some of these early rounds. A couple of Guardians here, so Purchase definitely packing a punch. And then you see the Odin and the operator for Wolves.
Oh.
You don't see that very often.
No, you don't, but Alpha will take that every day of the week. Big weapon found, though. Lysaw's position could be devastating. Eyes drawn towards Spring. Lysaw.
Ngon.
Between the wolves. Fighting together as a pack.
Look at Kron, though. Trying to pressure towards C here. Alpha able to get away.
Early.
Oh, he's found the kill!
It's huge! And not going across. Alpha dodging IRL for that one. Trying to make a sprint for it. But the obstacle course is in play.
Look at Chronicle, though. He's wrapped B. He's all the way behind this. Lockdown here for Alpha as well.
Devastating position. Kron could be on for this one. It's not the on one. Even going to see the second here. He knows it now. Spring under the gun. Kron not going to outstay his welcome. He
Alpha
plays it well.
Alpha on the world tour, all the way back over to A site. We'll find the plant
planted.
now. Spring finds himself in a 1v2.
They made something of nothing here. Do this. It's incredibly hard. And Chronicle is playing this map very nicely. Next timing though.
Oh,
He's trying to clear deeper for Kron, but we can see where he. Oh, Spring! Needs to be living. The turret got stuck on the turret. Oh my God! Hold on. But Kron's still here. The safest pair of hands, surely. And 5 HP ain't much to write home about. Oh, it's just stunning from Chronicle. MasterCard thrifty and a master at work. He played them just to perfection.
in the timing on this decision to come back across, try and pressure onto C. That's a crucial kill that YU almost looks set up for. Just caught off guard by the stinger up close. Beautifully done. And a response found here from Fnatic after 4 in succession. 4 ultimates now, you just heard it. Everyone but Juicy on the side of Wolves. Lockdown and a nightfall for Fnatic. Oh! Ahead of that, Kayak. Caught off guard, seemingly. Well, that was a bit of a safety net for him, but...
It didn't feel like Wolves were actively playing this B site all that much, banking on the utility. Nice!
Big headshot.
Oh.
Big damage, but actually goes to find Spring.
Làm được làm hoài. Mày đứng yên mày bắn thì người ta cũng bắn được mày vậy.
Alpha's lucky here though. Still standing on 10, but not an easy predicament to be in.
Despite not committed, so even down to 38 seconds on the clock, Fnatic looking for another pick. YU. Very deep position though. It'll take a lot to dig him out. Just shouldering to the turret and the nano.
Oh, YU's in trouble though. You see Kron on the other side, you can kind of chalk it up to that, right? On his own. All gonna come down, clears through, there's nothing towards B, they now know. Good timing on the lockdown. Let's see if they've got anything to handle this for Fnatic. You can really see the Prowler coming in, that's gonna connect as well. Time now, counter, lockdown on top. Plants in. I'm pretty sure one's gonna be detained at bare minimum here. YU trying to do the damage on the way out. It's gonna be Boaster being caught, but the lockdown in place still. This is dangerous.
There's
What do
3
they have?
detained!
What do they have to deal with it? And knives out, baby! Fnatic clearing house! See if BD and Lightsaw just far away from this, so hard to be able to deny part of it, but still holding on. See if that baby's position is real.
Hey, Luan!
He still does it. Down to the 1. Crashy's remaining. Nice moves here though. And Crashy. Oh no, no, no. Crashy's so calm. Keeps his cool.
Hey!
It's beautiful from him. Beautiful dodger getting the defuse.
So slippery. Crashy's unable to pin him down. And a miracle, you never see this sort of post plant fall apart for Fnatic. 3 detained. I mean, Fnatic played the timing of the lockdown perfectly. You almost see them toying with the idea of giving one person up to YU's, but get another couple of seconds. And it could have gone either way.
Oh yeah.
But the superstar for Wolves once more delivering a round victory, a crucial round victory to break the funds.
Nãy giờ thằng Lisa có mấy cái mạng đầu tiên á, kiểu giúp đội lợi thế phải luôn luôn thắng với pha mạng đầu. Cái nữa đi em. Hai. Vô rồi.
From what was a drought of rounds in the first two, to Wolves looking deadly.
Alpha's found space to play into. Again, Sheriff in hand. Probably doesn't feel too confident to dig any deeper. Spring's going to be the one to
this
out. Down top now, Boaster left in the clutch. A 1v5 Arston.
Imagine the dance he'd be doing after this one. Bloody hell, not going to be. Wolves. Mike, we actually might have a game here.
Step by step. Finding a response here on map 3.
Nhẹ nhàng thôi, từ từ thôi.
I've already seen a timeout from Fnatic. Certainly seen an adjustment, but the retakes looking very comfortable for Wolves. Able to weather the storm here on Lotus. Lysol sitting at 10 and 5. Still, ultimates available here. Juicy, Showstopper, Spring with the pit. It's on the side of Fnatic. Maybe hoping to see Kayak and Chronicle find a little success to get theirs online. Round 10 now. There's not many chances left in this first half.
Now in a tempo change, it looks like we're about that 1 minute mark, 1:20, sorry, excuse me. And Fnatic looking like they want to head towards that C site early here. Yeah, Paranoia's already gone in. So pace change on this one, flank on the way, Kayak in on the site. Still standing nearby with Spring, dealt with, deleted, Boaster. To make sure this is as secure as possible. Kron. Oh my word, he's surrounded. He's revealed, he looks dead, and buried he is! Juicy.
Leaving nothing to chance.
Yep. They are pulling no punches now. Alpha waiting for the pressure to come back in here. Clean with it. Falls away, does his job.
Magic finding everything they need though. Crashes. 2 on the round for him. Lysol finds a response.
There it is. There it is. You don't get easy games against Fnatic, even if you are leading. Still threat throughout.
As well, G2 team to prevent Fnatic from actually having the advantage in the first half of Lotus, so Wolves already tracking ahead of that. Potential here, well, I mean, still potential to go a little further. So a 2-round advantage. Fnatic back on, I guess, a better purchase than we have seen in some of these rounds. Actually, Wolves outside. See sight here, Juicy. He's bested Kayak.
That is a beautiful shot from him. The fact that Alpha keeps his life is surprising as well, down on 10 HP. And then look at the space Spring wants to take. He's still walking up. Alpha sitting deeper, waiting! But Spring, so good. Punishing that and giving Wolves the man advantage.
3v4 now for Fnatic. Try and find success towards A. Lysol shut down. Chronicle finds the entry.
Bắt đầu World nó bắn tốt hơn thì game nó cũng hay hơn chút anh em. Nãy pha tích nó lệch quá, game nó bị nhạt nhạt.
I thought maybe.
Map này hay hơn hẳn rồi đó.
They want to get 2 players deep up into heaven here, maybe on the back of Crashy's ultimate.
It's going to be spotted out, though, by the Prowler. You're waiting for the next layers of utility to be committed towards this. You don't take this lightly. Chronicle trying to stand guard. Going to make it hard work for them to work through this. They might have to be forced away. You can't get through here.
Làm tốt vậy.
It will definitely slow things down on the retake. Elsewhere, jump spot from Crashy, spot out YU, so all the information Playing into Fnatic's hands. Crash has found one. He's knocked down.
Oh, it's just lovely from Crashies. Slicing through walls, and I liked what Chronicle was doing as well, almost forcing them into that pathway.
Plenty of options here for Fnatic, like I said, on the back of Crashy's ultimate potentially. Wolves, these early wins, but post up. Always a threat in the mid-round if there's bodies still for Fnatic. Very consistent in turning the tides in their favor. Now just one round behind, and Wolves on an ugly purchase here in round 12.
Không lead được luôn hả chứ. 7-5 đi thôi, 7-5 có tỷ lệ thế, gọi là cho có đi. 7-5 nha. 7-5 nha. Có chút lợi thế vô second half thôi. Boom.
And no one there to trade that. Now obviously they don't know it. They don't know how much freedom they had on it. Quick upgrade, yeah, lovely. Dream come true for Wolves, but can they reset?
The confirmation of a second play here with the Prowler, but Paranoia sent through. No amount to too much. Wolves, they would peel away, disengage. Showstopper and the TP here for Boaster. Lysol actually with a quick check of a TP of his own. Wolves look as if they're confident in read here, and rightfully so.
Boombot gives Crashies the corner. That's enough. And now Alpha finding the next ledge. This again. That
lỗi nữa.
But Fnatic finding their way forward and finding their footing here. See if BB and Spring difficult to try and do anything with.
Rồi, súng nhỏ.
Be tied up all even here.
Không có gì phải tiếc,
Oh, this is dangerous, but it's fine.
Mà mày đã đặt nó bắn cái cung chó.
Fnatic not down and not out. Wolves showing signs of life.
For sure, yeah. Fnatic again not familiar to playing from behind on Lotus. Able to course correct here at the end and come out even pegging here.
Yeah, this is what we wanted though, a game between these two, a closer affair. See the best of both sides, hopefully brought out throughout that second half coming up. But before we get there, we do have a treat with Vansili standing by with TCK10. We're gonna head over there right about now.
Khó quá. Nhưng mà cái an ủi cho mấy anh em Wolf là không hẳn là do nó đánh ngu, bắn ngu. Này đối thủ hơi mạnh một tí.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. I've been loving Toronto. I've been loving the city. I've been loving the food. I've eaten poutine 3 times already, and I love it. So yeah, it's really great to have all those beautiful audience here talking about Valorant and living it. Yeah.
I hate that you eat 3 poutines and it goes into your muscles, and me, it just goes into my gut. But I understand as well that you know, you're a big time streamer in Brazil. But for those that are tuning
là
in
cái
here
khoai của Canada. Canada nó có cái đặc sản là món khoai.
Okay, so
khoai
crazy
chiên.
cosplays, maybe Viper
Đúng không anh
cosplays,
em?
Reina cosplays.
Mình nhớ không
And I've
lầm
been
là cái
also
routine
playing
đó là
on
cái
Raiden.
khoai chiên.
It's been a time now. Actually, I was the first guy who told Aspas to try Neon. You know, he was only playing Jet, so yeah. Time 1, Brazilian server, lot of time.
And now you're also co-streaming with Saucy so far in the booth. How's the chat been going? Who are they going for in this game?
We're going for Fnatic. I mean, it's really nice to see them playing. We were kind of cheering for Wolves because of Steel Fat Baby. They are all really good energy. But we're cheering for Fnatic. I think they're winning. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. Like, I would be a fan of Saucy, just seeing him play, and now being friends with him and talking everything about Valorant during co-stream. It's been really nice.
That's awesome. You just talked about Sufa, baby. He likes to show his muscles. Also, Boaster likes to show his muscles. So TCK, show me your muscles one more time as they're going to toss this back to the game.
Vãi. Má cái quả bắp tay.
That was just like you, Mike.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, I really like that jersey, but I'm not sure. Carrying a little holiday weight.
And just checking in on the Coinbase econ report. I mean, it's a much more even affair from the previous match.
Yeah, closely contested, obviously. No team really able to establish themselves under that 4-round string along the way, but again, it was back and forth, it was trades, it was coming down to, you know, 1 or 2 players left standing, so financially, necessarily that snowball effect taking
Má Grassy 69, what the fuck gì đây?
Looking forwards now, even a fair, and yes, you're 2 maps down already, but sort of at the half time, it's a much more comfortable position for Wolves to find themselves in.
Má mà Grassy chọn ngày hôm nay để mà đấm mấy thằng sói à? Bắn chiêu chiêu cả giải. Bữa giờ pha tích bắn Grassy đúng kiểu vô cổ vũ anh em là lâu lâu làm vài viên đạn cho vui. Mà hôm nay là chọn đúng ngày để đấm mấy thằng sói à?
Just as well, on Lotus, Wolves have showed us the slowest formation of this default. They're not Fnatic have really come away and I guess respect that enough to come up with some sort of game plan to address. Fnatic never usually wants to, I guess, push all in to the early round. We've already seen so far on Icebox and Split what they're capable of in the retake. It really is the cornerstone.
As it stands, though, one singular turret is holding the entirety of the C site, and it's doing a fantastic job. Fnatic have all the players in the right places.
I think probably seeing that poison orb invested.
Đầu giờ thắng hay thua rau lục gì cũng thua tiếp nữa.
The follow-up as well, Kayak's there. It's a shutout. The only success being YU with a bit of util. Oh man, this has been a complete and utter shutdown. Fnatic so prepared for this.
Sắp hết rồi, hành trình của Wolf sắp hết rồi. Ra tới cổng rồi đó, chuẩn bị boarding rồi. Thủ tục rồi này nào các thứ xong hết rồi đó. Hành lý cũng gửi vô.
I would like the orb, please. Yeah, it's going to be a glimmer of hope, but quickly extinguished. Fnatic start strong in this second now.
Chúc anh ngày mới tốt lành. Cảm ơn bạn Minh Hoàng nhé.
Looking like he's straight on a scope here. It's rough for Juicy. You see he's got the momentum here from the satchels, but tethered, restricted in his movement.
I got my one
Clean
kill.
up though.
I'm happy, almost.
From Fnatic, they're maintaining control of the spike. It's almost unrecoverable there, regardless of the outcome.
Can't let this tempo wane, really, though. If you're Wolves, you've got to keep up the pressure.
Oh, God. Juicy caught. Unconfirmed, but that's a 15 HP. Costly retrieval of the orb.
Turret down.
Again, slow and steady. We know how Wolves like to play this. Probably the most tempered of their attacking sides. Just the classics. Not even a sheriff to write home about. So to try and divide and conquer now would be impressive. But Alpha on duty, on guard.
I saw making himself extremely skinny.
Oh dear, well.
Why are you not so much?
No, oh dear. Guys, don't feed Alpha, please don't feed Alpha. All the players, don't let him go around like that. Oh, please. Somebody stop it.
Hello gì vậy?
Take a bow for that one. Oh, ridiculous scenes here on the anti-eco on C site.
The original Wonder Kid for a reason. Have a look at this one.
The stars align about now.
Pha này chắc phải vô highlight tổng hợp của năm.
A lot of respect from the other side of the stage as well.
Yeah, what are you meant to do about that one? Apart from smile and wave, right? 6 to 8, it's timeout time. Straight away.
Thôi hết rồi, sau mình nghĩ sau pha vừa rồi là chắc là hết thở rồi thằng dưới con rồi đúng không? Hết thở nổi.
A temperature check almost. Conceded the first two, so this buy round crucial for Wolves. And this could be the home stretch for Fnatic. So, all things considered, got to step up to the plate once more here.
And that's the thing, isn't it, Mike? You're right.
Kazakh bắn hay, Alpha R bắn hay, Crashy về top frag. Chronicle lâu lâu vẫn ổn định. Đúng là vô mấy cái ngày mà mày đối phương đều quá.
The home stretch of this veto as well. It's not necessarily like, right guys, let's get through Lotus. We can breathe a sigh of relief.
Thì Poster là côn game rồi, điều binh khiển tướng rồi, đều chưa kìa. Tới cái map 3 này thằng Kazakh nó xuống đó chứ thôi, chứ hai map trước Kazakh bắn vẫn xuống là do đồng đội nó bắn hết mẹ thôi chứ không phải là nó bắn dở nữa, chứ không phải nó bắn trớn.
Unscathed, mostly. Big Spring taking a touch of damage, but that's barely it. Starting to feel that maybe they've crept a bit closer. Crashes wants to check.
Thằng kinh thép của Man Wolf đâu.
Swing on this if they do get confirmation. Look how many players behind. Paranoia is ready. They've sprung the trap, but look at the info. It's perfect. But somehow, Juicy and Spring are the ones to come out on top there. I don't know how the hell that happens, but that is out of this world. Juicy
không hề nào đúng.
Just stepping up to the plate.
Không hề nào đúng.
Spots out one, surely. That swing from the smoke.
Không hề nào đúng.
Decisive from Spring.
Beautiful. Alpha with 5 HP. I'm not a believer.
Không ngừng bỏ cuộc.
No.
No.
Alpha doesn't seem to be either.
Off he goes.
One away from the lockdown. Doesn't want to chance it. Looking at the funds here, Kayak 2,900, so a chance to potentially get an operator here if it lines up.
I still just don't know how it started off in favour to Wolves there, Mike, because it felt like Fnatic kind of felt that, okay, maybe they've progressed deep enough, we want to get that haunt going, we want to get the paranoia on that. I'd love to see that again, kind of from the side of Wolves almost in a way, to see how that kind of unfolded, and they somehow got away with it. Now again, Juicy then getting to sight, diffing down Kayak, fair play. It's just that start, because it felt like Fnatic had the right idea, so I really want to pay attention to this one again. Okay, just close enough by, and they just power forward, they speed up on it. Nice reaction, actually.
Yeah, this is almost flipping the script on this trap play. Fnatic tried to set up. Even here, might just seem like garbage time in terms of that kill there, but Spring not allowing any further threat to develop.
Yeah.
So Wolves find an early response, keep it within touching distance. And the purchase still there for Fnatic. 3 stacked up, and it's another entry found for Wolves. And a second double down once more.
Maybe the fairy tale isn't over yet. Chronicle, Poster, and Alpha have a decision to make. How much of a stand do we want to take here? It's difficult to make work with the buy that they have, but yeah, no way. Juicy just running rings around Poster in that one. Alpha closing in.
Oh, he's going for this.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that's Poster reining him back in.
Look, the Eco Cobra can work two ways. The confidence sky high, but then sometimes you do want to go for a 2v4. And it's sketchy with the money, right? We're right on the ropes for Fnatic. Keeping these two weapons would be fantastic for them. For now, slowly does it. The Wolves starting to find a bit of a rhythm. Scoreline looking likely to be even. Kron trying to punish maybe some of his exits. He's gone down.
Yeah, I think, in this situation, he's looking for the upgrade from the Guardian. So the poison fruit lying ahead of him. Alpha standing his ground. A little bit of damage conceded. Force a shield purchase, the bare minimum.
8
You're
to
right,
8.
tied up.
Just that glimpse. What went up? Bloody hell.
I mean, Spring had given up on that spray.
Yeah.
Found it on the final bullet.
Let's go, boy. Well play, well play.
Okay.
Wolves. Feeling as if they've maybe found themselves a...
Yeah, a little something. To not be affected by the kind of Odin spam, to still be able to scale up, is quite impressive, honestly, because a lot of teams struggle with that.
But again, looking to try and explore these early engagements towards A site. Now Fnatic playing a little deeper. Almost actually with the placement of utility from Alpha, reading a pivot towards B this time around. Maybe a chance here to tuck 3 members into sight. Wolves not getting what they want this time around in terms of a free entry.
Yeah, a lot of bodies here. That's a little bit dangerous now. Juicy's trying to but he's so calm.
Okay.
Good control of the spacing on the swing.
Hey.
Now it's down to Spring trying to pick up some of those pieces. Because they actually haven't got the weapon upgrades. I thought they might have time on that, but they don't. Spike is trailing its way around this map here.
Boaster's going to get ahead of this though. Why are you going to relay that information? It might even catch Crashies.
Đừng làm nó khó quá nha. Trời ơi.
Heads up, don't know what gave it away, but pinged out on the minimap.
Now they know with Spring's position, he was going to be the late round piece here. Chronicle's going to be the one gifted the rifle. Still, the threat of one member of Fnatic staying put here, but plant will come through. 10 seconds left, so just in time to establish themselves in a post.
Yeah, but that paranoia is scary. So, and you've been throwing crashes as well with that horn, that sees.
A second upgrade here. This is huge.
2-3 lợi súng.
How do you win this one? Spring with just that little bit of util left.
The Chronicle's ready hit.
And now that's 2, maybe 3 positions given away though. They've got to know now where they're coming from. But does it make any difference here? Spring trying to be cool under pressure. Down on 1 HP, but he's lost to Fat Baby. This is down on Spring and a 1v3. Time is ticking. Spring! Wait.
Does he know?
Wait.
Does he know?
Wait. Monster! When Fnatic needed him, he plays it just right.
The penny drops here for Spring. But Boaster finds a response. Beautiful recovery here. I mean, Wolves did everything right, even with a few hiccups along the way. I mean, Spring lining up the 2 kills there. Just when you think.
Nice point.
Boaster.
That's the round we needed, boys. Nice.
Channeling that clutch factor.
Vừa rồi là lần thứ 5 hả? Mình nhớ là 5 thằng Wolf thua 5 round Echo á.
Deep line taken by Boaster. Kayak clearing through that B main position. Prowler comes in. Boaster backs away here.
Potentially a pinch here, and actually Showstopper popped really early. Potentially catch the front lines of Fnatic, but Spring somehow finds the back of Crashy's head.
Yeah, but Kayak isn't letting that go unanswered. Punishing Juicy on the other side. Spring's lurks, man. We've all heard about them, but seeing them in motion is just fantastic. Just carving out a path towards the A site, but do they want that? Now lurks on lurks. Fat BB could potentially be in a great position as the checkmate endgame. There's still danger on this plant. Still threats until then. Spring's having a round. Chronicle and Boaster's options dwindle to near on 0 now.
Chronicle actually picking up the operator here, going to try and tuck away from it, but Boaster walks into Fat BB.
Okay.
Now the operator, a chance for him to be overwhelmed. He would get away from the reveal, but you want to see Fat BB on the hunt. Shut down here, Chronicle. Find a consolation
Look at the Wolves hunting this one down, though. Pretty close by here. Kron focused. Oh! They find him. Operator gone. Back will even now.
Chỉnh đều.
No. Oh, neither team, sorry. Going to find an opportunity to stabilise here in the second half. Exchange back and forth now will draw out a timeout from Fnatic. Decent position in terms of the ultimates here.
Let's go!
Even more so if potentially Chronicle can get his online. And looking towards potentially round 20 in terms of any game plan adjustment, but again we're teetering on the edge here of Wolves once more taking the lead, and they're looking very flush. The pockets are full. Only got Fat BB and Spring's ultimate, but again have a big buffer here.
And again, it's great to see. You know, we've been kind of talking about Spring's ability to find that great timing on the lurks and that pressure that he's able to bring. Haven't seen it being like the kind of focal point, but it's been something I've been waiting to see if it comes into effect. And here it was just fantastic. It felt like Crash was completely unawares of that possibility, that he was going to be waiting around that side of the map. Again, first time we've really seen pressure towards that C side, that kind of, you know, opposite swing of the pendulum. So, but now Fnatic are going to have to suffer through this round, right? At most, you're going to get a sheriff, or probably not even that at this point. Why would you? Beyond that, though, yeah, those odds are there, but this could be 10 for Wolves. It should be 10 for Wolves.
Absolutely. The showstopper here, though, for Kayak. There's a couple of tools available that Fnatic can maybe find a 1-for-1. Weaken the numbers of the Wolves. Speaking of weaken the numbers, Spring trimming the fat outside A.
Chịu nặng đôi vai của em Xuân.
The table here.
Yeah, that was that kind of like X factor that maybe could have come in. Now we're not going to catch, so they may not be aware that there's more bodies behind this. There's still 2 other players here, but the C is going to contain. And why are you going to catch Alpha on the push-up? This is really well done. Again, it is only against those pistols. Lucky boy.
Tuyệt vời, lên 10, lên 10, lên 10, lên 10, lên 10.
This is good stuff though from Wolves.
Again, keep 5 alive, so bolstering the finances here in the home stretch of Lotus. Chronicle catches a glimpse of Lysor. Again, no real chance for him to try and find progress towards the pit. Just a classic in hand. See a little grin on the face from Chronicle. He knows the inevitable is coming. Why you the one to find it? Flawless round
Rút ngắn tỷ số.
Edging closer and closer to keeping this series alive.
Map 4 cho tao.
The timeout was for. This is the round with ults. This is the round with the buy. But it would just bring Fnatic back to, you know, footing.
It's kind of got to be clean here from Fnatic. Yeah. They want to really get a round in hand. Now with Wolves on double digits. Again, huge advantage in terms of this ult cycle, but look what's on the brink for Wolves as well. Plenty of opportunities for them. Boaster finally shutting down Spring.
Yeah, almost calling up his own number, right? That was tailor-made to take him out of it. Don't like that, look. Don't like what you're doing to us here. We're going to manhandle that in a moment's time. So now Wolves left with the 4.
Mất mẹ Spring ai gánh.
Pressure now. Freeze up these rotations too.
Fnatic now can almost adjust towards a top-heavy site execution here. Potentially the back of Alpha. Second guessing the TP, actually near sighted here, but Kayak found a kill.
How the hell did Kayak get a kill there? I do not know. But cleared out in the end, crashes heat. Lysor? You got a 1v2 though. You got 50 seconds.
He's got the TP. A chance to peel away, but not taken. 2 left standing. As the Operator and the Odin maintained.
They got the full house now though of ults, Mike. They got everything.
Colical will have to, I mean, you almost want to see him play into something to maybe ride the pit. Yeah, beautiful isolation here. So one time Springs left on his own.
Mày Odin ác thiệt chứ.
Was caught with his pants down here, ahead of getting anything in motion towards A. It's been really the focal point for this early round aggression, and Spring getting himself into, I mean, call it a lurk, but a very early on lurk.
Are they tagging on this? Oh my god, whoa, look at Juicy! Flying through the air! No hesitation in mind, takes the space and takes the site. Spike now can trail up as well. TP gets taken, that's Boaster trying to get a bit closer.
Oh.
Spotted, Juicy now knows these two. Still controlling a lot of space on this site. You're looking at Spring again, a new look on the lurk here. Juicy plays it
Hey, vẫn vô được. Kéo tốt. Tuyệt vời luôn, tuyệt vời luôn, tuyệt vời luôn. Bum. 2 round nữa thôi.
Completely catching Fnatic off guard. This is one where we said they had a huge advantage. TP burnt up, showstopper invested, doesn't land for Kayak, who struggled here on Lotus to really find his footing. A couple of operator kills here and there, but another 2K from Lysor swings this back in Wolves' favour. And around to the good now. A chance to find themselves map point on the brink here.
This half has been great though from Wolves, maybe identifying the amount of bodies behind that util just to isolate Spring. Instantly they pivoted towards that pacey C hit. Now though, we're seeing the buy broken. Bits and bobs, Sheriffs, Guardians, Stingers, Lysor on duty with Juicy. They do well to deal with the aggression from Kayak, want to be a difference maker. Not going to get it this round, and a lovely patient default from Wolves.
It's back to their trademark approach here. In round 22, Boaster. Curious. Able to dip away though, only a stinger in hand.
Poison's off.
Again, a kill, maybe 2. Fnatic might decide to invest here, but again, don't expect Wolves to give these weapons away.
This is the right read though. You're looking at Wolves. They found the weak point. I just got to be careful with the weaponry, I guess. There is a couple of threats between with it.
Yêu con này, cái map này bắn ok phết anh em. Tỉnh tỉnh rồi. Có tác dụng phết á.
You can see what they want. They want to take that weapon away. But Lysor's done what he needed to. Denies any pushback through from that waterfall side.
Now, Fnatic, well, at least Boaster and Crash is left to try and pin their hopes on some exits. Don't expect Wolves now to relinquish any of this control. Goes up, does actually tag onto Boaster, I believe. Yeah, you can see here. Oh, you see. Able to find it on the first, but Crash does convert.
I mean, Juicy's one up from the ult now as well. You got a couple of key ones coming online for what could be the slam dunk round. Juicy's on the prowl. He wants this one. Boaster's just trying to keep his head tucked down.
You can see Juicy laughing. Wolves.
Let's go.
Themselves.
14 anh em ơi.
12. Fnatic now have to put up a final stand here on Lotus. You could argue still a slight advantage with these ultimates, but gaps in the utility, like shields here. Odin in the hands of Boaster.
They're going A though. Oh, that could be deadly. Okay.
Almost bait them back into maybe explore towards finding Spring.
Oh god, this is so risky. Boaster! Risk is rewarded. Finds one, but instantly
gọn gàng.
The goats alive.
Không cần quá nhiều.
Two left to try and hold on to this map. But they want this bad, Wolves. They felt what it's like on the other side of things in those first 2 maps, but now, Alpha, you're gonna dig deep here for me. You show us what you got. No, blown to pieces. Is Kron the last one standing? and Wolves not done yet.
Vía hợp tiếng Anh.
13-10 here on Lotus.
Vía hợp tiếng Anh cho mấy anh em Wolf.
Once more, proof of life show. Confidence on display here. Juicy had a fantastic performance here. Spring as well. We'll have to see if they can ride this train throughout the series.